Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnaughts. I'm Grandpa Gaming. This is going to be episode 1 of our new Italian campaign. So, with the last game update, I did lose because I wasn't keeping track of when the update was coming out. I knew it was coming, and I didn't bother checking for when it was coming. I did lose my save files as I was not able to withdraw them from the game before the game updated. So, the American campaign is officially over. Even though, probably a good thing is we're running a little too roughshod on the entire world map. Way too early. Way too early. Pretty much painting the map still in the early 1900s, so probably a good thing we ended that one early. So we're going to revisit the Italian campaign, which I was not really able to complete with my old computers. The load times were becoming, towards later game, the load times were becoming a little too uncontrollable, like way too long. Just on even refitting ships. So hopefully with the new computer, that will not be an issue. So we're going to revisit the Italians. And once again go with a kind of a Mare Nostrum campaign. So as you can see here, we're started up with a 1890 legendary historical opponent. And every time I think my phone's on silent, as always. Create our own fleet, and I don't have any shared designs in the computer, so that doesn't really matter. So, as we all know, this is going to take a while to get loaded in, so come back in with the fleet creation. Alright, here we are. So, we started out, once again, as I said, Italy. Running a Mare Nostrum campaign, so mostly my focus is going to try to remain in the Mediterranean and Africa. And I'm going to try not to get sidetracked by making conquest anywhere else in the world. You know, because if anybody follows me, they know I kind of zero in on the Caribbean here, trying to beat the CIA to the white powder trade. But we're not going to be trying to do that this campaign. So, I'm going to do more of a slow burn on this one. That new battleship tactic I have been using, I'm going to abandon for this campaign completely. And just kind of try to build a balanced fleet for the most part, or balanced combat fleet, and slowly spread out from there. Well, first things first, start building up our dockyard tonnage. That's got to get increased immediately, and throw over money into transport capacity. We're at 100%. I want to get it up to 200% and then drop the money back down again. Tech budget more than 100%. I'm just going to drop the crew training down basically all the way here, but we're still losing money. So transport capacity, we'll pull it out of there. All right, 2% growth right there, because we're about to spend a lot of money on ships. All right, first thing first, we do have the small battleship here, and yeah, not the best design in the world. I'm going to build it out to 9,500. We're only building one of these things. We're going to call it the Imperator. Then every battleship after this will be named after an emperor. If you're a channel member and you would like a ship in the campaign, if you're a channel member, you are able to get heavy cruisers and below. If you're just a channel subscriber, you'll have to have destroyers. So, if you'd like to have a ship named after you, or a ship with your name, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll happily put it in. Optimal speed is 16.9, but we're just going to give her a speed of 16, which should be fine. Max her range. Spacious quarters. I don't think we have anything unlocked down here. We do have compound armor. And Citadel 1, okay. A few things unlocked. Yeah, I do kind of like the Italian minimal towers. I do like the way they look. I'm more partial to the U.S. Cage towers because it just, you know, screams American. But I do like the way these look. That really should not be able to sit there, but it does. Let's give this 2 funnels for now. And main guns. Everything should be a Mark 1. We're just going to give her 9-inch guns, because I think they're just fine for the time period and not too heavy. And casemates, we can go 6 inches on her. So the 9s are more than enough for the job. of taking down other ships of this period. It might make us overweight. Yeah, it's making us overweight. Alright, no 6-inchers. Drop down to 4s. That gives us 9,100 tons. Barbette 1. Can't go over to heavy shells yet, can we? We can't go to heavy shells. Don't have any shells unlocked. Okay. Black powder still. Hydraulic turrets. Enhanced reload. I guess just upper... Because she's very... This ship is very well balanced right off the bat. So we're just going to up her crew protection. 9,500 even. And I'm not putting torpedoes launchers onto the battleship. Even though I do normally have them placed for... she actually has a pretty tight dual broadside. Do I want them? No, I'm not going to put them on the battleship. I'm going to avoid putting torpedoes on the battleships, I do believe. Even though they're good for self-protection. But I think this is good here. Say hello to the Imperator. Alright, we're now going to quickly do a heavy cruiser, which is same hull design, basically. What can we build these up to? 4,000. And they get 20.5, but I think we're just going to give them 16, the same as the battleships. You know, just the same speed as the ships they are meant to escort. That's not going to fit. She gets one smokestack. That's it. Okay. And we're going to give her the 9s also if we can. Though I don't think they're going to fit later when the turrets upgrade. But we'll give her the 9s for now. No secondaries. We're going to put 3-inch casemates on her. And she doesn't get much in the way of torpedoes. Might be able to put her up to the 4-inch casemates. Let's take a look at that. Just over. Alright. Pitch and roll are horrible on this ship. Unlike the battleship, this thing's got horrible pitch and roll. Engine efficiency sucks, but we can only put the one funnel on it for right now. You think the engine efficiency would be a little better since I'm not using the hull's maximum speed. Really wanted to throw more into crew protection, but looks like we're throwing a lot onto the main deck here to get that pitch and roll down. I don't think we're going to be able to do much about it. Now, let's take her down to 1.5 main deck. 4 weights at 8. Yeah, we really can't do much with this design. At 4,000 even. I don't see these surviving too well. I guess the Gator class is fine. I didn't really come into this with any really planned names outside of the battleships. Alright, say hello to the Gator class. Which I don't think are going to survive very long, personally. Alright, time to do a light cruiser. I was thinking about using the torpedo cruiser design here, but they only go up to 2,000 tons. The light cruiser 1 does go up to 3,000, so it gives us a little more to play with here. What speed do you get? You can go up to 20.5. We got you at 20.2, but we'll keep you at 20 for right now. Once again, maximum bullheads, spacious quarters, compound armor, Citadel 1. So, really don't think that's going to make much of a difference in the survival of these ships. want that back a little further. There we go. You know what? Up a little further. Alright, I'm going to put the mains on before... I'm not going to put a 7 on here, am I? Nope. Alright. Can you get a 5 on either side? I can. Can't get one there, but I can get one back there. Yeah, it's already really running our weight up. Couple of 3-inch casemates. We don't have secondary guns unlocked yet. I could throw some 4-inch mains. Just one set of 4-inch mains. Maybe once I get the funnels on, I can throw something else on there. Hold on. No, we want to get that pitch and roll more under control, especially with the amount of guns she has, plus the torpedoes, which this hull does not get a lot of. For a light cruiser, this thing does not carry a lot of torpedoes. 2,799, so I got to throw the barbette in. And we don't have anything else here. Alright. We'll get that pitch and roll down a little bit. 1-inch main deck. We'll go to 2-inch belts. And a little bit of crew protection. Just took all of our weight. Not the best pitch and roll. Engine efficiency could be better, but not with these engines. I'd have to add a 3rd stack on there, and that's just not going to happen unless I drop the speed considerably. And I do not like that as the name of the class. We're going to call these the La Spezia class, since that's where I am building this fleet. I'm going to build us 3 of these. We did build 2 of the Gatas, now we're going to build 3 of the La Spezias. Alright, I'm not going to be designing a torpedo boat. I'm going to wait for the 1895 refit for that. Just hit the game start there, get those ships built. So that fleet's based out of La Spezia. Alright, now we have $1 million we're gaining a month I can play with. Which I can automatically throw back into crew training because I do not want to run out of crew like I did in the previous campaign playing as Spain. So we don't have a lot of ships. This is going to give us plus 22 men a month. So we lose any one of these ships and it's going to be a massive draw on our crew pool. So, like I said, as soon as this hits 200%, we'll be, even though we're not pulling a lot of money out of that right now, that will be dropping back down. I'd like to do something about the tech budget, but we're going to have few enough ships as it is, so I don't want to draw any money out of that. Politics-wise, now I got the game officially running. We're on good terms with basically everybody but China. So, let's improve relations with China, because I don't need a war with China, because I have no intentions of moving into the Pacific whatsoever. Even during a peace deal, if I get anything out of there, I'm probably going to say no to it. I'm going to try and keep us in the Africa region and rebuild the Roman Empire. That's it. I think that covers everything for now, so I'll be back on the next incident. So we actually managed to make it all the way to 1895 without any wars happening to us. And as you can see, getting our economy running fairly well right now. We have a nest egg of 588 million, which for Italy in this time period is a big chunk of money. We're making 503,000 a month. I'm not building any ships right now. If you come over to finances, I do have my transport capacity at 200%, which is the max you can get it to. I did knock it down to 0.24% growth. And I got my crew training all the way up and tech budget all the way up and still making an excess money. And while building our shipyards up also. And our technology is very advanced, so we managed to stem the tide a little bit on how bad the Italian economy can really be. So, yeah. There is that. So, Italy, not Italy. British Empire is the only country we're not friendly with right now, -14, as over the last few months they have been slowly provoking us. So, I'm going to let this war come on. So I'm thinking they're provoking us because they want to take Italian Somaliland and Eritrea from us. So I'm going to let this war happen. And I'm actually going to push for it. But it is 1895, so we are going to go into the 95 refits. I'm not going to show the ship refits themselves, just to save some time there. But we're going to show all the new designs. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new battleship, and we do have the Battleship One Hull design. Now past the small battleship design, thankfully. And we can actually build these up to 17,000 tons. I usually play with the beam a little bit to make these a little bit bigger, but we're not going to be doing that. They get a speed of 18 knots, so they're a little faster than the older battleship. A little bit of an increased range. I really don't know what all I'm really going to do to her, except put on the biggest casemates and the biggest funnels I could put on. And we're going to put her up to 10 inchers over the previous ship's 9 inchers. So I think these will still fit even after they upgrade again. Though the 9 inchers are Mark II, so they would be slightly better. But I think the 10 inchers will be fine on this design for now. Later on we can improve them as we need to. We have induced boilers now, steam engine 3. We don't have the better steering yet. Nickel steel armor, barbette 1, anti-torp 1, single hull bottom, reinforced bulkheads in the citadel. Now that that's in, we can play more with the casemates. Alright, 6-inch casemates can only go forward, but we'll slap those on there. I think we can only do 3 or 2s. We can go up to 3 on these rest of these mounts. I like that. So usually in previous designs of the ship, I think we could only fit like 2 inchers in there, and I think we could still throw some 2s on there. Yeah, up in the towers, but that's fine. I'm going to have a lot more calibers on her than I generally like, but that's kind of also how they were for the time period, so can't complain too much. Give her soft cap shells. What a standard or semi? I think we go with the semi. Give her the heavy shells, ballast side propellant, gun cotton, electrical turrets, and the enhanced reload. And we do have coincidence 1 rangefinders now. That actually leaves us with quite a bit of weight to play with. I was going to leave torpedoes off of my battleships, but this one does have that nice broadside on it, so I think it is worthwhile having them. And we go up to 16-inch torpedoes. It looks like we'll be throwing... We're going to armor the hell out of this thing. We got thousands of tons to play with. Hell, I got her up to a 15-inch belt right away, and I barely increased her weight. Wow. Well, her foreweight is high. So let's go to a 4-inch aft deck. And aft belt's already at 4. That brought the foreweight down to 10.9. Can I throw secondaries on here? Like try and squeeze them in back here, maybe? I can. And that does not mess with our arc of fire. There we go. That helped. Brought the foreweight offset down. Look, I got 5s on there. I think those are going to be too big. No, they fit. I don't think I'm going to fit at the next refit, but they do fit for right now. And that did not change our arc of fire at all, it looks like. So I'm happy with that. Brought our foreweight offset down just quite a bit more. Let's run that main deck up. Alright, pitch and roller under control. Let's run that crew protection up. The enemy's going to shoot at this thing and wonder what the hell they are shooting at. And that changed our pitch a little bit. Alright, I got to get that pitch down. That put us overweight. let's bring that aft deck down. What I want to do is increase the caliber of the 10s by a little bit here. 10.2s. There we go. I don't think it's really going to be much. We weren't really doing much with the pitch there. So I think 10.2s will be fine. This thing is just, outside of the foredeck, it is just armored to the gills. Let's go with the foredeck a little bit there. There we go, 16,999. And going to our naming convention, this will be the Augustus. And the Emperor has been selling very well. We got 4 or 5 minor allies, and they've been buying those things up. Hopefully this one sells just as well. Alright, now we get to design ourselves a new heavy cruiser. So once again, if you're a channel member, I am looking for names for heavy cruisers or light cruisers. So those are up for grabs if you would like. So it's going to be a first come, first serve as the names come in. So we're able to build them up to 6,000 now. And we get a speed of 20.5 knots, so we'll give her 20. So she will be faster than the battleship. Or is this the same speed as the new battleship? Ah. There we go. So basically the same hull design, just a bit heavier. Which means our engine efficiency is still going to be just as bad. Then again, I probably should have changed the funnel when I refit that. That's not going to fit either. Can I fit 2 smalls in here? I cannot. I got to go with 1 stack. That is horrid. Okay, so this thing's still going to have bad engine efficiency, even with the better engines in it. That just sucks. And I'm going to go with the 9s are a little too big for her. Let's go with the 8s. Those might be a little big for her also. She's not going to have a very good firing arc with that forward 8, but the rear arc on the rear 8's a lot better. Get rid of 4-inch casemates. See, we can't throw some 2s up in the can't even throw 2s up in the towers. We get 2 inchers right there. I'm just going to pull those off. That's not even worth having that. And some torpedoes. Barbette in there. XHE. Oh, it's soft capped on her. I'm not sure if I want to keep the SAP or the standard. You can go with the semis. Standard shell size, battle sight propellant, gun cotton, electrical 1, enhanced 16-inch torpedoes, and a coincidence rangefinder. And I missed the rear torpedo launcher. No, I didn't. That's there. It didn't look like it was there for a second. Not leaving us much room to play with here for armor at all. But that deck's got to come up. 2-inch deck. Pitch is going to be horrible on this thing. But can I get 1 inch all around? Okay, 1 inch all around. Alright, that's a little better. Let's get that main belt up. I want the belt at least 5 inches. There we go. Now let's get that deck up there. Get that pitch and roll a little more under control. It's not going to be great. No, I went overweight. So we'll go 3 inch on the deck. Add some more crew protection. There we go. 5,998 to 6,000. I guess, yeah, we'll stick with the name, the Vittor Pisani class. Alright, we now get to do a new light cruiser, and we're going to be using the semi-armored cruiser hull, which I'm really not a huge fan of. Anybody who follows this channel knows I'm not a fan of it. We can build up to 3750 now. And the light cruiser one hull only goes to 3500. I mean, it's only 250 ton difference, but that 250 tons does mean a lot sometimes. This hull does get 20.5 as optimal, so we'll give her a speed of 20. She's not going to have a very good range on her. See what she looks like after we give her better engines. Yeah, no, these things don't really have good range on them. It's another reason I really don't like using them. But it is what it is. Let's throw all the other goodies on first. Alright. With the one big funnel should be enough for her. 94% engine efficiency. No, it is not. Let's go with the two extra larges. That's 165. I like that. So she's got some get up and go to her. Why are you not going to sit there? There we go. We can make you fit. Move that forward a bit more. Is that? Oh, that really affected that arc. There we go. Now will you sit properly? Still won't sit properly. Okay, so I guess we got to play with you. And let's bring that tower back, just so I know when the gun's improved, it's going to have to move the tower anyway, so I'm going to have to move the tower or the gun. Back a little further. Casemates, we'll go to 3 inchers all the way around. Got some tonnage to play with here. 3,600 to 3,750. We still haven't got the torpedoes on yet. So if you notice, I have not really been playing with the turret armor as much as I normally do, because I've had turrets popping off on me since 2 updates ago, so I'm really not as keen on playing with the turret armor as I used to be. Oh, you don't get mines. The Refit gets mines. You do not, because you're not going to be a port guard yet. Now I refit the older light cruiser. I'm going to be pumping out 10 more of those just to take over as port guard duties and to get our military logistics up there. If we're going to go into a war with England, we're going to have a land engagement. I do need to get that up there. Alright, can I drop one of these and still have... Did I just drop a gun? No, I did not. Okay. 82% engine efficiency. 4-weight's actually still pretty high, so even having that back there, that did save us some tonnage. Could drop her speed, but I really don't want to. She's a light cruiser. I need her to be a little fast. And I'll take that down by 0.2. Leave the barbette where it is. Take that down to 4.5. Not saving ourselves some much weight, but it's a little bit of weight savings. 4-weight's still way up there. Another reason I really don't like working with this hull design. It's always a fight with the forward, with the 4-weight. But it's under control, so we'll get the main deck up a little bit. That really just threw... That actually made the pitch and roll worse. Put that aft belt up a little bit. And not the best design in the world, but for the time period... Even at 0.1 inch of armor is too much on the Citadel. I think for the time period she'll do. I mean, I could drop the 3s to 2s, but I really don't want to. Because the 3 inchers are now Mark II. So they are lighter and a little more powerful than they were previously. So I don't want to drop those. But we'll see how she does in combat. I could be completely wrong and she does very well, but I'm not holding out much hope on this design. Alright, we're now going to do ourselves a torpedo boat. I'm not going to be building these for myself. I'm just going to call this the A-class. As these are going to be export only, so I'm going to try and make them basically as expensive as possible. So our ships have been selling very well to our allies, so hopefully they like spending a lot of money on these things. We'll see. Some 2-inch guns, that's all she really needs. Throw some launchers on there. Actually, this is not turning out to be a bad design at all. Maybe I should build some of these for myself. .422 of 468. 29 knots of speed. I give it 30? No. Maybe I should build some of these for myself. This is actually working out better than usual. I'm actually liking the way these things look right now. Maybe I should build some of these for myself. Oh, I didn't put the displacement all the way up. Okay, yeah, I think I'm building some of these for myself. Okay. I am liking this so far. Yeah, any more he's back here. Not going to fit anywhere else. What about 2-inchers? Throw some more 2-inchers on there. I think this is turning into a dangerous, dangerous boat. They can't do anything about the pitch and roll on it, but I'm really liking this thing right now. Let's increase those 2-inchers to 2.3s. Ooh. I actually really like this thing. You know what? I think I'm going to build 5 of these for myself and go station them down in Africa, right at the entrance to the Red Sea there. Maybe I build 10 of these, put 5. Yeah, I'm going to build 10 of these, put 5 with each fleet. Yeah, I like that idea better. Yeah, we're building these. I like this. Never mind, these are not export only anymore. Alright, it's now April of 1898, and we finally have our war with Great Britain. They were pushing for a war for the longest time, then all of a sudden when we got very close to the cusp, they started pushing back away from that war. I didn't really check the politics screen. I'm not sure if they were at war with somebody else, but they are. That does help us out quite a bit. And now my army decides to invade Ethiopia when we're about to start a land war against the British. Great idea, guys. Great idea. And my logistics really can't support a land campaign at all. I believe we are going to lose our 2 African colonies during the conflict because we're only at 19% logistics to the British Empire being at 46% logistics. Though the naval prestige is really bad right now. They do have 187 ships. That's the big problem. 17 battleships, 39 heavy cruisers, 48 lights, 83 torpedo boats. Compared to our 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 16 lights, and 10 torpedo boats. And 10 of those 16 lights are port guards. So we don't have a very big fleet to fight them with. And Our wartime budget only puts it at plus 7 million right now. And I'm going to be throwing that into transport capacity because you know we're going to be losing transports. I guess we can throw some into, not much, wow. Get our crew training back up to 32% because with all the new light cruisers, it really did take a bite out of our economy. Even though we are growing at about 8% a year, it's not grown very quickly. So we just don't have a lot, so there's not much to the economy. So first things first, it's going to put the entire fleet into sea control. I'm going to move our battle fleet at La Spezia right off of Gibraltar. And I have our other main fleet over here at Nassau. And I'm going to drop them right into the middle of the Red Sea here. And hopefully control that. Possibly get an engagement here. There's 4 battleships, 3 heavies, 10 lights, and 18 torpedo boats there. That'd be a nice battle for this fleet to catch. This is my older fleet, so it probably would lose this, but that's probably a lot of museum ships also. There's another heavy cruiser coming through. Another battleship up there coming into the Med. So hopefully we get some good fights coming up in the next couple of turns. Alright, it's June of 1898. We do have our first clash of fleets here. And it's going to be a big battle. So the Augustus Battle Group, supported by the Etna, Bator, the Confianza, Umbria, Alberto di Cassano, and 5 torpedo boats, is going up against the Vanguard, Royal Oak, Empress of India. A lot of heavy cruisers, light cruisers, and a ton of torpedo boats. And they were already transiting through, so I'm hoping they are very low on fuel, which will make it easier for me to sink my torpedo boats in on some torpedo runs, and should be able to deal with the torpedo boats a little more effectively. I'm hoping they're low on fuel, because that's a lot of metal to put down to the bottom. Here's hoping. Alright, we have engaged the British fleet at a range of around 8.5 kilometers. Looks like they're just getting some sightings on us. We got the first shots off, and they are low on fuel, which is very helpful for us. That is even better. Let's go HE on those secondaries and just start burning things down. I do have the torpedo boats following at slow speed, though I may run them in sooner than I thought. It looks like the torpedo boats are not in a good screening position. There are light cruisers and heavy cruisers are. Oh, there's the first torpedo boat. Everything's low on fuel, but I kind of want to thin this out a little bit before I start sending the torpedo boats on a run. So actually, I'm going to have them start moving away at a slow speed, just to keep them out of the action for now until I can decide to run them in. Looks like we are laying out the damage already. I think as soon as the tail of my battle line passes by the Empress of India, unless she goes down, I'm going to have them run in and try to torpedo her down. What type of armor does she have? Almost 11-inch main belt. Almost an 8-inch fore. 8-inch main deck. 12-inch conning tower. Very low on the superstructure, so we should be able to knock out her fire control if she actually does have any. Looks like we have already damaged it. And is she not firing? Okay, this is first battle of the game. We always see this where they don't want to fire, so I'm thinking this is going to be some free sinkings here. It's usually until the first torpedo gets launched you won't see the main guns fire for some reason. I don't know why that is. Got our first torpedo boat sunk, and wow, she's really burning now. Under main deck, superficial burn damage, engines down with the low fuel. She's basically dead in the water. Easy meat for our mains. I want you to switch your secondaries over. And everybody go aggressive with your torpedoes, just in case something comes in close. I'm not thinking they're going to get in too close unless I'm not paying attention. Don't have, even at this range, we don't have good aim with our guns at 30% and 50% reload. I'm about to have her switch her mains over to this heavy cruiser or this battleship over here to Vanguard. I'll wait for her to fire one more set off. You know, you'd think we'd get a little bit better with the... we do have coincidence rangefinders on here, and those are good for close in. I think we have it a little better than that, but I guess not. About to lose our forward firing arc, so she needs to send those volleys out. Yep, we lost our forward firing arc, so she just switched fire. I think aiming at this heavy is fine. We can throw our secondaries onto that torpedo boat. I need to have everybody put their secondaries on it, but oh well. If she wants to get close, we'll just gun her down. It's time to possibly start bringing in torpedo boats. Get them up to that nice high speed that we have so early game. There goes the heart. Your secondaries onto the rocket. Yeah, Royal Oaks are coming in close. And that torpedo boat's taking a beating. I know you got everything on the Royal Oak. You do. What about Vetor? You do also. She have the same armor scheme as the other one. She has the exact same armor scheme. Mark 1 9.4s, Mark 1 4-inchers, so she's not all that dangerous. I mean, she is dangerous. She is a battleship, but closer you get, the more damage we can do. I'm thinking we make a run. We don't need to get into the crossfire over here. We're going to make a run with these light cruisers out here. Start angling in that direction. And you guys can start giving me a 5-degree right rudder to start circling around. A very slow circle. I mean, we're not in danger of losing anything because, like I said, I mean, we've seen this previously where their guns aren't going to start firing until a torpedo launches. As long as we keep them out of torpedo range, we'll keep their guns from firing. It won't be as easy in the second battle because the guns will be working. But like I said, this is just free points for us right here. If she does start firing, her superstructure's knocked out, so she's going to have some very poor aim right off the bat. Oh, hey, you. Did not see you out here. So there is a torpedo boat screen out this way. Interesting. Turn for torpedoes. I don't want you wasting them on them. What is your range? Same as us. And none of these guns are hitting. They got like no aim whatsoever. So we take the long way around. They're trying to run a lot more in at us now. Probably trying to go in and cover the Royal Oak. Look what's going on back here. Fire at the Aeolus. Oak is taking a beating. Put your secondaries on that Locust. Pisani. Yeah, keep firing at the Aeolus. She's in torp range. Where she's coming in. Remains on the Aeolus, please. Still not firing the guns, but that should change at some point. These TVs are effectively keeping me away from the fight, but I think we are faster. No, we are not. They get 28.5 to our 29, so maybe a long, slow chase, but they could chase us. Royal Oak just went down. She didn't cook off, sadly, but we would have missed it anyway. Alright, start cutting over. Getting a little too far out. So we did finally get one of those torpedo boats, it looks like. These things have no aim whatsoever. I think we gotta get really close with all these guns to actually hit something. Let's see if we can't make a run with them now. But they're just gonna shoot and scoot. Normal plan, drop torps and run away. We only carry 4 torpedoes per torpedo boat, so I'm not worried about waiting for a reload on them. Oh, hello. Maybe I don't need them to run in. Vanguard's kind of getting into a chase with us. Should probably go cut the torpedo boats across and go after her. Start heading towards the centered formation here. More torpedo boats I didn't have sighted. Really? What are you boys doing? Alright, time to start cutting in. See what you guys are looking like. Go straight that way. Thing is, we gotta get close enough to let them launch their torpedoes. I wonder if that's actually gonna start the gunfire. Get the torps starting to aim. Give me an aggressive launch. Does she have torps? She does, and they just launched. Hard over. No, slow down, stop. I sent the wrong one. Darn it. Hopefully it's a dud. No, it's not. Now you can start getting out. And I did not see where our torpedoes went. Oh, there we go. Had a hit. They're still not firing. Usually after torpedo launches, they'll start firing. I hope this is not a glitch with the new patch release. And that blew as soon as it went in the water. At least one of them did. There we go. Nice little hit there, but it's already where she is flooding. Does not help me. I need an aft hit. Get an aft hit here. Looks to be midships, possibly. Now it looks like it's going to be a forward hit again. Both torpedoes. See if they both blow. Looks like one of them did. She's effectively dead in the water. Where are you going? Hey, oh, this is almost done. It's supposed to be, are you going to ram her? Don't sink from a ramming, please. Oh, she took down the Aeolus with the ram. Okay. You're supposed to be retreating, buddy. Not sailing into the enemy ships. Let's get some torpedoes at the Argyle. Go get that launch off, get out. One hit, one dud. Now we're going to have you launch at the Defiance. She's already partially floated, but we can give her a little bit more. Or just send them at the Argyle. Yeah, send another at the Argyle. Alright, get out of here. Don't know where that was going. Now we look in here. One hit, one dud. she's not flooding as much as I would like to see her flood. Alright, let's head back into the formation. Get guns firing in both directions, kind of finish this off quickly. Since they're not firing back. So since they're actually not firing back, I'm just going to cut this recording here, and I'll come back in with the statistics at the end. Alright, it took a long time, but that finally ended. I'm still kind of upset the British ships weren't firing at us at all, except for the torpedoes, which I did end up taking 2 torpedo hits, one on that torpedo boat, which you all saw, and I did take one on the Augustus, because I let a torpedo boat get in a little close when I wasn't looking. But we did manage to take down the 3 battleships, all 10 heavy cruisers. A lot of the lights got away. We only got 4 of the light cruisers, which means 6 of them got away. Because towards the end, they all just popped smoke and started moving away from us. And quite a few of the torpedo boats got away. I could have chased all these down because they were low on fuel. I could easily catch them, but I was actually running out of ammunition. I was almost out of ammunition completely, to be honest with you. Going after the last heavy cruisers, which the lights abandoned, basically ate up the last of my ammunition. They managed to get 34,528 victory points out of that, and they managed to get 15 for taking out 17 of my crewmen. Alright, we do have something a little interesting here. Before we get into this, I have to say I did just fight 2 cruiser duels that were very interesting, but I'm going to be removing them from the video as my microphone was muted for both of those fights, and I don't even remember hitting the mute button, so I probably hit it with my hand by mistake and just did not notice. It's right at the front of the microphone, so as I moved it around, I probably hit it. And they were interesting fights, but I'm not very good at voiceover work, so I decided just to cut them. But this is interesting. Even though my main battle fleet's right here, and I actually sent it out to engage this battleship, looks like 6 of my light cruiser, my port guards, have decided to come out and engage this heavy cruiser and its 5 escorting light, this battleship and its 5 escorting light cruisers. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Though these light cruisers are... they're actually lighter than what I've been fighting, but they got 3 6.7-inch guns, so... it's the same like cruiser hull, so I've been fighting this class called the Juno, which actually has 4 6.7s on it at the aft of the ship. So I'm wondering if 2 of these are aft and 1 is forward. Be interesting to see. I'm also finding a battleship Renown. I have no intent. I don't see us dropping this thing at all with the light cruisers. It's a possibility, but I just don't see it happening. As these things are built of paper. These light cruisers, even... they're just built of paper. Same with these. So we could probably drop all these light cruisers as long as we avoid the battleship. So, we'll see. I'm not going to try and engage it because I don't think we can sink it without losing everything. Alright, we haven't started engaging. One of the light cruisers at around a range of 8 kilometers or so. There we go. We got it sighted again. Now she's in close. I think they were sailing away from us because it took me a while to get up to them. But now we've caught back up. So they're going to turn in and fight us, it looks like. Let's go take a look at these things. Oh, they are sailing away from us, and that's an interesting design. The 3 6s are spread out along the hull center line, so that's interesting. So we can bring more firepower to bear. They can bring heavier firepower to bear. That was a good hit right there. So you can see, once we start landing hits, they're kind of paper tigers, but it's the same thing with our light cruisers. That's the issue. So they are running from us. I actually didn't see if they were low on fuel or not. If that's the case, we may have a chance of taking down the battleship. Because light cruisers can run, but they'll leave the battleship behind. There's no way it's making 20 knots like we are, unless they designed it with no armor. And we are starting to catch on them. We're having a hard time spotting. We can't even see that one right there. Yeah, look at that. The smallest hit starts flooding these things pretty quickly, but she's pumping it out fairly quick, too. Why don't my ships pump out water like that? Alright, there goes an engine. Or at least damages the engine. Surprised we do not see the battleship. That looks like she's firing at us now. Put her down. I don't know where it's getting that flood control from. I don't pump water like that. In the words of Stealth 17, tell me your secrets. She should have gone down already. Don't like how close I have to get in. We got one here, and that one's probably with the battleship. Or it could be separate, because that's a separate formation altogether. So where is the battleship? We should at least be able to see that thing. Then again, with these minimal towers, it's not like we really have good spotting. And, you know, and there's a mast right in front of the tower. Oop, there's a battleship firing at us. That was some big rounds. There she goes finally. Alright, battleship's out this way somewhere. Just got to get her side, but we got to remove these screens first, I think. I think that's more important. Cape Town. All three of these are the same design. All four of them are the same design. Yep, just had a quick sighting on that battleship. It's not a priority to get the battleship. Getting these lights, I think, is more of a priority. We can hunt down the battleship later. Or catch it in a big fleet action. Cape Town's already taken a lot of float damage. It'd be nice if I could slow us down to cruise speed so I get some more accurate firing, but they are moving fast, so we gotta keep up with them. What speed do they make? Yeah, they get 19.5, so they're just a tiny bit slower than we are. But we're running at 19.5 right now. It's because it's a little bit of hull damage. I really get the feeling of good hit from one of the mains on that battleship's going to rip right through the Puglia. She's eating those hits. Surprised they're getting partial pens with the 5s. They don't have that much armor on them. They got half an inch of armor. We should just be ripping right through these things. Oh, you know what? We're firing AP. We should be firing HE, because that would have just ripped this ship apart. Let's switch over to HE for the next target. We already used most of our AP ammo. At least on the 4-inch guns. Alright, go HE everything for me, please. That should rip right through this light cruiser. Then I gotta see what speed this battleship's making, because she's staying just out of sight. Now, what are you making? You only make 16 knots. How are you staying out of our sight like that? You start firing at the Renown. Don't change course. I hate when I do that. And the other light cruiser's right with it. Oh, they are just trying to run from this fight. We are not letting that happen. That is just not happening. Come here, baby. I mean, a battleship running from light cruisers. I mean, really? My 3-incher is almost out of ammo. We're out of AP for the 3-inchers and the 5-inchers. We'll probably run out of ammo before anything else. What about, actually, La Spezia, start firing at the battleship. So we got Tilio, Campania, we can't see that light cruiser anymore. Oh, there it is. And there she goes again. We do not have good spotting. We have horrible spotting. We still got plenty of ammo on the 5s, but I have a feeling we're going to rip through it very quickly. Three inchers are just about out of ammunition. You got 65 shots left, and they're going through that fast. We could leave now and call this a victory, but we're not leaving until we're out of ammo. Give me something here. Give me something, a little bit here. This is ridiculous. All these rounds flying and nothing's hitting. Not even by chance. There we go. Partial pens, though. Anything that starts slowing her down a little. We are definitely not going to have the ammo to go after the battleship. We may just scratch its paint if we're lucky. And that's that older, smaller battleship design that looks like a heavy cruiser. No ammo left on our 3s. At least on this ship. Ooh, there was a good hit there on one of the light cruisers. Well, that slowed her down for us to catch up. We took that hit, Newfoundland did. I know we're just chasing. It's just selling a big circle at this point. What I probably should do is sail straight in at the battleship. I have a feeling it's going to be very dangerous and bad for our health. But it would draw the light cruisers to us as they got to screen it. How are you not slowed down any more than you are? Yeah, you should only be making 9 knots. I should be catching you faster than we are. And there we go. I think after we get the Newfoundland here, we will, yeah, we're down to 228 shots. We used half our ammunition trying to get this one. What are we looking at on the rest of the ships? Scipio Africana has got 214. Aquila's got 477. The Campania's still got plenty of ammo. Reglia. Well, the Attilo Regula's still got plenty. So does the Spezia. Alright, you might hang in here. There she goes finally. Giving us the end battle again, but I'm not really sure I want to take it. We have ammo still. I mean, if we're ripping through our ammo, these light cruisers there, they're older ones, should have less ammunition than we do. Especially with those 6-inch guns. But they also have fewer guns, so they're not going to go through it as fast. But I'm going to take the opportunity to do any damage to the British fleet that I can. So we do need to run our war score up. And probably bring the war to a close fairly quickly before we do lose Italian Somaliland. And we only got HE, so we've got to burn that battleship down. I don't think we're going to have enough HE for that. Especially with we're not really hitting much. But we are getting hits. More hits than we were getting on the light cruisers, honestly. We're at a longer range. We are causing crew losses. I don't know. Can we do this? Start sailing closer. Screw it. Let's go. We've been sailing in we've just been sailing big circles on this map. It's time to close the distance on this battleship. I said I was going to avoid it, but I think we have a good chance of dropping it. Yeah, there we go. 245. Penetration with HE against that battleship. She is made of paper. Let's get in closer. Yeah, there the CL's reacting now. Sent to pull you away because she took that whole damage, is running slower, but she's basically out of ammo. Actually, there's a little more ammo on this one, so I'm about to break off the Scipio here because she is out of shots, but let's see if we can do any more damage with what we have. Wonder they were running from us. We're doing more damage to that battleship than we were doing to the light cruisers. Actually took down almost 7% of her crew already. Diana's taking some hits. I'm not going to target her because we're going to start hitting her. Oh, we're out of ammo on a Scipio. Could try and torp run her, but we're having hard enough time just catching up to them at full speed as it is, which we shouldn't be having this much of an issue. Get bow on at the Diana, please. And put out our forward torpedo on her. We know she's going to launch at us, but maybe we can avoid it. Now let's turn away from her. Yeah, battleship is now our priority. She's taking a lot of damage from us. Already at 11% crew loss. Just hit the Diana's torpedo, but it's not the one that's in the tube. Right, we just launched. Let's move away from her before she launches at us. That was a complete miss, but that's alright. Ooh! I knew that was going to happen if we got in too close. I think it was worth the risk. Put the Diana down, please. Keela, you can smoke up. Oh, another torpedo coming out. Shit. How is she not sunk yet? There she goes. Right, your engine's damaged. Let's break you away. And the amount of damage we're doing HE on 5-inch guns. Kind of makes me wish I had some of my torpedo boats here for this one. I think we could go right through her, even with our 2-inchers. Let's bet you targeting constant, please. And let's slow to full, get some better aim. See if we can't finish the renown off. She's already at 26% crew losses. So we do have to get her to 80 for a surrender. So we might just destroy her structure before she actually surrenders. The new update, you gotta kill 80% of the crew now. So late game, that's gonna be really rough. Right now, it's still a possibility with HE ripping through her hull the way it is. Yeah, she's finished. don't think we're going to force a surrender as her damage control is down to 50%, so she's starting to flood in her forward decks, and that's not going to stop. There she goes. I did not think we were going to have a chance at the battleship, but we took her down anyway. Use up all of our ammo. I don't think I've ever used so much ammo in one fight before. Now the problem is going to be taking down the Inconsi. Even though she has double engine damage and flooding, she's probably still going to be a bastard to take down. Just gotta wait for that smoke to clear. We throw smoke, they can hit us easily. They throw smoke, we can't touch them. There we go. Penetration and fire. Come on, put her down. Surprised we haven't gotten any flash fires yet. That little armory ships have. They should be popping off pretty easily. There we go, a little more flooding. Put her down, please. And she stopped her flooding at 9%. There we go, started flooding her again. And even though we had a flood shot, she's pumping that water quick. There we go. Well, she's pumping that water as fast as we're putting flood shots into her. What's going on there? How are you doing that? I would really like to know how you were doing that. I think some of the rebalancing they did is not working out correctly. There she goes, finally. Didn't think we were going to take her down. Almost out of ammunition completely. I've never used up all my ammo like this before. That's new territory for me. Alright, we lost 54 men. They lost 1,492 in 6 of their ships. The battleship Renown, the light cruisers Newfoundland, Diana, Cape Town, Melpomene, and Inconstant. Give us an additional 8,054 victory points. That battleship was not worth a lot. 23.3 million. We only got 8,000 points out of that. Really. Maybe they reworked the point score and I didn't see it in the patch notes. I don't know. Alright, we do have ourselves another Clash of Fleets here. This episode's going to go a little longer than I initially planned on it going, but I really wanted to take this fight right now and not save it for the next episode. So we're going up against 4 Agamemnon-class battleships, the Marlborough, the Glory, the Ramillies, and the Illustrious. And they're armed with 2 dual 9.4s, 18 single 4-inch guns. And we have the 2 dual 10.2s, the 4 single 6s, the 2 single 5s, 26 single 3s, and the 4 single 2-inch guns. So should be interesting, but they do have 4 of them. And they're going to be firing back this time, unlike the first battle. We also have the terrible S6 of these old Drakes. So we got 3 heavy cruisers, same class, 2 dual 6.1s, 14 single 3s. And some of the Juno class light cruisers, which are the ones I dueled with earlier that I didn't show, the 4 6.4s that are actually at the rear of the ship. They're not forward, so the rear of the ship's actually the most dangerous area. And some of these older light cruisers that we just fought that seem to take a beating and keep on ticking. And a ton of torpedo boats. Probably a bunch of the ones that survived the last combat. So let's go jump into this one. where we have started engaging one of the battleships of Vermilius at about 12.5 kilometers. I was actually just ordering my fleet into my standard formation. So I have the torpedo boats set to follow at slow speed as we close in with the main fleet. So once again, I'm going to try and sneak them in. Now they're going to be shot at while I'm doing it, but I'm going to try and sneak them in somewhere in the middle or towards the end of the combat to get some torpedo shots in there and then bounce out. Let's drop this to full speed, get some better aim. Even though it's at longer range, they do have more guns. I mean, speed's our friend. But I think my armor should be sufficient. You know what? I did not check their armor before this engagement. What are you rocking? 10.9 inch main belt. So she's got a smaller main belt than we do. But we had a lot of weight to play with, so it was easy to throw a lot of armor onto this thing. What is our main belt again? Yeah, we got the 15-inch main belt. I mean, if their guns are ripping through my 15 inches of armor, what can they pen? They shouldn't be able to go over 6 inches of armor on penetration, so if they get through my main belt, I'm calling foul. We're no longer. Oh, we still have a green crew because I did have to cut money from the crew training budget, but they shouldn't be green at least. They should not be green. Wow, dropping it to play really messed with my frame rate, really. That shouldn't have happened. Oh, now it's steadying out. Maybe not. I don't know. Vermilius has already taken quite a bit of damage. And they already got one of the casemates on the Augustus. But we can eat most of the damage they throw at us. Yeah, we're just kind of ripping through this thing. Maybe I over-designed the Augustus, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, if it could take on, supported by 2 heavy cruisers and 3 lights, it can take on a fleet this size. I think it was a good design. And somehow they ripped through our belt. Who knows, we may lose the Augustus in this fight. Taking a screenshot of her before the battle. Yep, I know I'm ignoring a fight for a thumbnail. Sorry, forgot to take one already. So, need to get it done before I forget again. So we really haven't had any cook-offs yet, so we haven't had a chance to take any good pictures. Make sure we got to change formation before that starts happening. Which I think it did, yeah. So let's fix that, detach, and then put you guys back in line with the battleship, and that fixes that. Augustus is just taking a beating. But she's handing it back out. We haven't lost any crew yet. No, we have 3.4, but not enough to affect us really. Why are you... Is everything shifting formation? Are you kidding me? You know what? That might just throw the AI off. I'll let that fly. Main's going to hit nice. At least one of those 4 shots hit the Vermilion. So I don't think we're going to be staying to fight this entire battle out, because they are really focused on the Augustus. But once the Augustus is gone, everybody starts focusing on other things. Come on, Vermilions, go down. You know you want to. She just does not want to sink. Holding steady at 14% float. 13, okay. And we're starting to take out enough crew to get her damage control down, so that's helping. We're already starting to put some damage in on the Marlboro. No, who are you firing at? I think everybody's firing at the Marlboro now, and they should still be... Oh, Vermilions is about to go down. There she goes. We've lost rudder control, but now we're starting to focus on these light cruisers, which we do need to get rid of those smoke screens. And the possible torpedoes are going to be slinging at us. Alright, everybody, what's going on here? Get turned around and caught up to the Augustus, please. Don't leave her sitting there like that. A lot more structure damage than I expect, but they got everything coming at the Augustus while ignoring the rest of my ships. So, I mean, that's not too bad. Yeah, there goes one light cruiser. Ooh, cook-off. First one we've seen. Yes. Always a beautiful sight. It looks so much more devastating when it's in a smoke screen with all the colors going off. Looks like hell let loose on Earth. And, though it is hell let loose on this ship, though. We're taking quite a bit more float damage. I think it's time to start pulling the Augustus away. So, we don't seem to pump water out like the, Oh, we're really listing. We're going to lose our casemates here soon, I think. So all the rest of my ships are still doing something back there. Start turning away. She's still flashing off. Wow. That thing is a charnel house. It looks like we're doing some damage to the Marlboro. Confianza looks like she's taking a hit from the Marlboro's mains. Everything's still trying to turn around and get back into the new ordering, which is kind of annoying. I might be sending my torpedo boats in sooner than I thought. Let's get them up to speed, and then we're going to run in. Alright, Augustus, it's time for you to start withdrawing. Looks like we are ignoring the Marlborough and now targeting the Illustrious. Well, if I fire at the Manchester, you'll hit everything in front of it. That's better. Your secondaries on the Illustrious. Confianza, you get out. Honestly, what? It's really bad for me because of that change. I forgot to turn it off. Everything's out of order now. That's kind of what allowed the Augustus to take the pounding she did. So everything turned away and started re-aiming. They did have a lot more firepower than us available on the field, though, so that's a big part of it right there. If it remains on the Illustrious, she's right next to Sumbria. Still turning in. Your secondaries on that TB. Yeah, you keep your mains on the Illustrious. You fire at the Isis. Let's force that battleship away. They are coming in for a kill on the Confianza. And then just focus on the Manchester. Confianza has all of her engines down and next to no float left. They're coming in for that. That also means I should have a good chance. I got to pay attention to this and not control my torpedo boats right now as much as I want to. You know what? Actually, I think I'd start ordering the withdrawal. They smell blood, so they're going to keep after us. And she just launched at us. We can't do anything about it. We're not going to be able to avoid that. Hopefully it's a dud. I'm doubtful. You know we're not going to be that lucky. Nope. Two of them. Neither one a dud. Put the Manchester down in revenge, please. Alright, torpedo boat line. Let's go. We got our speed up. So you give them a retreat order, they're just going to sail away as best as they can, so I'm not going to pay attention to that. Just make sure we're HE on everything and sail into this debacle. So I'm probably going to lose the torpedo boats. I don't care about that. They're fairly expensive torpedo boats. But as long as it causes some mayhem in the British fleet, I am happy. Like finishing off the Illustrious over here. There went to Confianza. I figure I was going to lose her. But we can replace her fairly quickly. I think she takes about 7 months to build, 8 months to commission. Now they got to deal with all... Oh, these guys actually have regular training. Why did the Augustus not have regular training after that last fight? We just lost to Seal Umbria. Alright, I think we might actually lose most of our ships here. As long as the Augustus can make it out, I'll be happy. So let's start angling at these chase ships and see if we can't turn them away. And at least we got one of the battleships so far, and a number of the escorts. Okay, Lyra, let's make our run. Alright, get out. One of those looks like it's going to strike. Oh, they both going to miss? Nope. Bow shot should hit. And it was a dud. Alright, doesn't matter. We're going after everything over here now. Since they should be focused on a Lyra. Altair. Your tubes on to glory with an aggressive launch. Love it, guns firing in both directions. Shots out, hit the retreat. Beautiful. Andromeda, same thing. Let's put her down. Glory is finished. Hopefully. They seem to get flood under control at the last second. And you're already making best speed. Let's go after this heavy cruiser. It's on top of her. My ships are actually stuck in their fleet. Now let's go back after the Marlborough. If I lose all my escorting ships, that's fine, as long as we take out the battleships. Yep. Oh, it's a Durban cooking off, not one of mine. Okay, I thought one of mine was just cooking off. Marlborough looks like she's finished. I have to focus on her again. Put your torps on the powerful there. Alright, get out. And you're going to retreat through the formation, okay. Antares. Swing around. Put your torpedoes on the Essex. Hard over. Avoid the battleship. I know I just killed our speed, but that's fine. Torpedo, I think, did they both just blow? One of them blew as soon as they hit the water. Thought it might have been both. Don't be a dud. There goes the Illustrious. Good hit, and we just took one in revenge. Hopefully we can get out. Oh, she just started flashing off. Nice. That was a good hit. Oh, I was not expecting that. Oh, these torpedo boats have paid for themselves. Alright, so we lost a Vittor Pisani. You should be retreating. Why are you dead in the water? Oh, because the Etna's dead in the water. Let's detach you. Put that torpedo boat down for... Oh, she's already fired her torpedoes. Put her down anyway. And let's get our torps launched at this heavy cruiser. It's going after the Etna. Put everything on that thing. Ah, crap. There goes the Etna. Oh, dud. Nice. You're low fuel, but making better speed than us. Interesting. Oh, there she goes. And the British want to end this fight, and I really don't blame them. So we're going to take the end battle. So we're done fighting, too. That was a fun fight. That was fun. Alright, we lost 1,855 crewmen to their 6,572. We did lose 3 of our ships. The heavy cruiser Vittor Pisani and the light cruisers Confienza and Umbria. Torpedo boats actually made it out of that fairly unscathed, but this fleet's going to be out of action for a few months. We took down the battleships Vermilies, Marlborough, Glory, and Illustrious. The heavy cruisers Terrible, Powerful, Essex, light cruisers. Wow, we got all but one of them. If my ships weren't so beat up, we could have gone back in and finished off those torpedo boats. But the light cruisers Durban, Leander, Aragon, Hermione, Ajax, Psyche, Manchester, Isis, and Craceford down to the bottom, and 5 of the 18 torpedo boats. Alright, we do have a peace with the British Empire. Probably a little sooner than we should have taken it, because we did have less than 100,000 on the war score. We didn't have many battles, but they were pretty interesting fights, except for the first one. Kind of wish I could pretend the first one didn't happen, because they didn't shoot at us, but it is what it is. Alright, so we got 582 million to play with, so I'm going to request Gibraltar and Cyprus. Actually, I kind of want Malta. Can I get Malta? We'll see if they give it to us. I'd rather have Malta, and we could take... Can't request Cyprus anymore. Just shy of the money. Maybe one more good battle, we would actually be able to request all 3. And it's probably also a good thing that I can't get any of the African stuff. British Somaliland, right on our border. Let's try it. We got British Somaliland. Maybe they kind of remapped, because they used to just hand over Gibraltar with like no issue whatsoever. But hey, it is what it is. British Somaliland's an okay grab. It kind of solidifies our border in Africa. And we got 347 million out of it. So, probably should have requested... No, we didn't have the money to request British East Africa. That's worth a lot. There's Somaliland, 242 million income. I don't know how much that's going to help us. It's the only grab we have. But we did lose quite a bit of a few transports during the war. As, you know, it does happen. Let's get you guys back into port. And we need to move this fleet back into port also. So, we're down a lot. So I got nothing repairing anywhere, right? Yeah, no, they have no ships from that fleet repairing. They're all just at the bottom. Except for the La Spezia. No, I got 2 La Spezias. Yeah, you're part of the Augustus battle group. Or you shouldn't be. Okay, let's change that name real fast. We'll call you the, no, if nobody requests a light cruiser for the next video, put a Campania. And there's a CL with the name of that already. Ah! Okay, so we'll call you... There are cities I want to use the names of for class names. And we'll just call you the Milano for now. So there's no confusion between the 2 ships. Alright, I do believe we are going to end this episode here, as we've just moved into January of 1899, which means we're 1 year out from the refits. Or actually, I should probably just... No, I'm going to see if I can bring us to 1900 without getting into another war. Let's see what our politics looks like. So I have not looked at it at all during the war. I tend not to. Everybody likes us. We don't have to worry about a war anytime soon. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to run this up to 1900, then we'll probably end it from there. Alright, we have made it to January of 1900. And things are moving around in the world a little bit. Especially this right here. Kazakhstan has broken away from the Soviet Union, which was a big surprise to me. They weren't able to hold on to it. Probably because they're trying to invade Lithuania right now. And our offensive into Ethiopia died out. We weren't able to take over Ethiopia. Parallels, maybe. And there's a major rebellion going on in eastern India right now. A lot of rebellions happening on the map. So some of the changes they made are to the game are really affecting the major powers right now. I've seen a lot of rebellions pop up, which is interesting. I like to see it. It changes things up a bit. And how are we on politics? Once again, the British are starting to dislike us against it. It may go back to war with us. I'm kind of looking forward to it, kind of not. Basically, they're the one main power we do want to fight right now, since we don't share a land border with them. If I go to war with the French, they're going to roll right through my army. Their army logistics are at 100%, with 133 active ships. Mine's at 24% with 30 active ships. So, yeah, I don't need a war with the French anytime soon. Probably neither with the Austrians. They're at 32% with 39 active ships. Well, they got fewer ports to cover. I could drop their logistics pretty easily by dropping about half of that fleet. But I really don't want to land war with them just yet either. So, another war with the British would probably be in my interest. And hopefully we'll be able to grab British East Africa this time. Maybe even Morocco, since it's right there. But Malta, Gibraltar, Cyprus, the big 3 targets that I do want, because we don't have the tonnage to naval invade them. Like I said, it's January 1900, so we're going to be doing a refit, so we'll be doing that next episode. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along with the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to drop an AP shell in that like button, HE shell into that comment section. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.